My name's Chris Langdon. I'm from Ruwido. And for those who don't know Ruwido is an Austrian company, and we produce remote controls or interaction mechanisms for video systems, home automation systems, television sets for OEMs. I'm from Canada, and I'll give you a little bit of background because this actually reminds me of a situation that I was in many, many years ago. So I used to head up product development for a communications company in Canada called TELUS. And we were just entering the TV market and had zero market share, no market share at all. And we had been through probably 2 iterations of IPTV vendors. It was still very early in that technology space. So we were learning rapidly, but we had to settle on a platform. So we went down to Mountain View and met with Microsoft and the media room people down there. And at that time, there was a show like this. It was very small. There was only probably like similar here, 30, 40 people. And at that time, I met a company called Ruwido. And they were showing remote controls like this. And we were thinking, okay, we need to do something unique to enter this market. So we partnered with this company called Ruwido. And it was formed a relationship for the next 15, 20 years. And we continued to innovate with that company for, at least 10, 15 years when I was there, and produced a bunch of very interesting things in remote control spaces and home automation spaces that allowed us to innovate and differentiate in the market. So when I come here, it reminds me of that same thing. I liked Ruwido so much that, fast forward 15, 20 years later, I talked to Ferdinand Meyer, who's the owner, and we talked a little bit about what they wanted to do. And I said, hey, we could do some interesting things with your remotes and combine it with software and address some key issues that customers are having. So I joined up with Ruwido about 18 months ago. We produced a product called the Addressable Promotion Services, which I want to talk to you about today. Ruwido, as I said, is an expert in remote controls. And I would say over the last 20 years, we've probably won well over 100 awards, German Design Awards, IF Awards, Red Dot Awards. We're well known for our designs, but also the materials and sustainability that we use in our products. And now what we've done is try to reimagine this remote control. So when we originally produced remotes for video systems, it sat on the table. And if we had our brand on it, it was probably the most important real estate in that living room. People were using it every day and had the operator's brand in their hand every single day. Then things started to change, right? Netflix came on board and started to originally say to operators, hey, I'll rent that space on your remote control, and I'll give you $2 US for every single remote that you put out in the market with my button on it. So that lasted a couple of years, many years, until they got big. And then they said to operators, oh, if you want us to certify your application, you're going to need to give us that prime real estate on your remote control. And sure enough, everybody followed suit. So everyone wanted the dedicated button. But that remote's only so big. There's only so many buttons that you can dedicate to partners. And of course, you can't and very rarely can monetize that. Along with the amplification of television, we've also seen a problem with discovery. I think I read somewhere it takes on average about 20 minutes for someone to find something that they want to watch. And when they start thinking about, okay, where is that content? Is it on Netflix? Is it on Amazon? Is it on my operator's TV? It becomes quite bewildering. So this idea of being able to merchandise and promote content is becoming ever more critical. So we need tools to be able to do that. We also see, especially in North America and in Europe now, the advent of free ad-supported television. So it's almost like, it's so funny. It's like TV reinvented from 20 years ago. So it's just like TV of old that's being created by content partners, and it's being all supported through advertising. So free subscriptions are very low-cost subscriptions, but supported through ads. And one of the benefits of IPTV is you can target ads with content automatic content recognition systems. You can target ads to specific customers. The last one that really was a challenge for me when I was an operator is that, we were always trying to manage our cost of acquisition, right? So in the early days, it took, I don't know, probably $200-300 Canadian to acquire a customer. That included giving away set-top boxes, having an installer come out and install it, plus all the marketing, advertising, promotion costs. And when we looked at the hardware, this was probably about 40 to 50% of the cost of acquisition. So there was always this huge push to try and reduce that cost. And so when we started to think about, well, how can we turn that up on its head? How do we actually generate, instead of this being a cost item, how do we actually generate revenue from this product, this piece of hardware? Not just the core service revenue. How do you actually generate revenue from a piece of hardware? So all of these problems sort of percolating and came up with a solution to it with our addressable promotion. So what is it? It's both this traditional product, which we know we used to navigate with TV. It's a remote control, but it's just not a piece of hardware anymore just to navigate. What we've done is turned it into a service that can open up new revenue streams and give customers a margin creation engine. So what I think of this is it turned the remote control into a marketing engagement platform. So how does that look? Okay, so you see it has an LCD button on this, and this one has a picture of Walt Disney on it. This whole front pad right here is a touch-sensitive pad, so it knows where your finger is on the remote control. So when I touch the button, I can actually do and execute something off of that. So this button can be configured dynamically by an operator through an ad cloud, through our cloud-based backend. What it does is deliver targeted ads. So I can actually deliver a specific communication to a specific household and set-top box. I can target at that level. And what could it be? It could be a promotion, it could be a notification, it could be an ad. And what happens then when I actually click? First, the ad comes to the remote control. Then when I touch it, an overlay image appears on the television screen. And what that overlay image does is explain what the promotion is about, right? So in this case, what I've done, an example an operator wants to leverage, is during Christmas time, they're going to rent this button to Walt Disney for 2 hours every day. And what they've done, a deal with Disney, is that for every subscriber that they sign up, Disney will give them $100. So 2 hours a day, and they'll give them that. So when they touch the button, comes down, they see the button, touch it, oh, I'm interested in it. This comes up, says what the promotion is about. So this one, get 1 month free. And when they click the button, they basically launch the Disney application and go to a sign-up page. So all of this information is trackable in real time back to the operator through our ad portal. So they can share that then with Disney and have completely closed the loop from impressions to clicks to sign-ups. So they can now monetize that real estate on the remote once again. So what are some of the use cases? When I talk about it being an engagement platform, it's not just about selling. It's all about how do you add value to your customers. So for example, there's so much content out there, lots of customers don't know, right? How do we find content? Usually for me, as I'm old, I'll ask my kids what's trending, what's good to watch, or ask friends, talk about it. But often I don't know, and maybe I'll not know for a year until someone says, oh, you have to watch this show. So you could promote trending content on channels that you want customers to subscribe to, that they wouldn't maybe not know about. You can notify customers as well. So you could send notifications out to this remote and to your set-top boxes and TVs to announce late-breaking news shows, right? Things like that. You can educate customers about service features. So we all know when a customer first comes onto your service, there's first 90-day churn, right? But we know that the more features that a customer uses with their service in the first 90 days, the lower that 90-day churn will be. So you can drip feed to the customer through these buttons, little educational vignettes. Right? So tell them how to use PVR, tell them how to use the mobile application, tell them how to use... We've also seen some operators want to try and use it to lower their costs. So one of the biggest costs that operators have will be phone calls into call centers or chat sessions. So what you could do is once you see packet loss happening or disconnects in a customer's home, maybe you want them to reset or reboot their set-top box. So you could send a service announcement to them. So you could send a support announcement out to the remote control. They touch it, and you'll say, we're going to do a service maintenance between midnight and 2 in the morning. And your TV might go off, so you don't need to worry about it. So you avoid phone calls that way. And then the last one, this is really about entertainment, right? So with these little remotes, why not put a TikTok icon? So when a customer picks it up, maybe there's no promotion, you're not monetizing the button, but you want to send them a little bit of enjoyment. Put a TikTok app, and basically when they click it, they get a short, 20-second burst of entertainment. All of that engagement and things like that, you can monetize it through upsell, reducing support calls, reduce churn, lease the button. There's numerous ways for people to now monetize. One of the beauties of it is it's not just monetizing across your entire base, you can target each individual household. So all you need is a household and a set-top box identifier, and then you can push out a promotion directly to that. The front end, this is what customers see, but most of the intelligence is in the back end. You can imagine with the data that we capture from this, we can capture impressions, so how many people actually see the button, engagement, how many people touch it, because it's all opt-in. It's not pushed out onto the client that everyone has to see. Only if they're interested will they touch it, and then they'll see the promotion. And then once they're really interested, they'll click. So all of that data is captured in real time and pushed back to our cloud, and then you can start doing all of the analytics on it and figure out how to optimize your promotions. So this is the back end. This is just a screenshot of what that looks like. But the back end is basically our ad cloud. There's 3 components in the system. There's the ad cloud, there's an orchestration layer on the set-top box that communicates with the remotes and pushes out images to the TV. Then, of course, there's the remote control. So in the back end, this is where all of the campaign creation happens. You specify start time, end time, what images you want on the remote, what's the image that's going to show up on the television, and what URI do you want to go to when you click. Could be an app, could be a video, could be a deep link to any of your content. Could be launching a channel. You can create multiple campaigns deployed to targeted households, as I said before. And then the reporting on the other side, you get households, the size of the campaign, what was the cohort, how many impressions, how many click-throughs did you get, and a measure of engagement on a scale of 0 to 100 of how effective that campaign is. And the beauty of it is it's because it's real time, you can actually track it and say, okay, maybe it's not performing so well, we're going to swap it out immediately. And the other upside, so for monetization, because your marketing people and any of your partners want to know exactly how many customers that they acquired or how many customers saw their ad, you can give them all of this reporting. What we've done is we've reimagined a remote control. We reimagined it as an engagement platform, and most importantly, as an ARPU generator and margin creation tool. Thank you very much.